What's going on, family? In today's video, we're going to discuss a subject that a lot of us, if not all of us, can 100% relate to. How can you make friendships with brothers and sisters in the truth? How do you deal with loneliness? Have you ever been in the congregation? Perhaps you grew up in the truth, perhaps you just recently joined, and sometimes you feel, you know what, I don't really connect with anybody. I haven't found anybody my age or around my age or that lives a similar life, that views things similarly to me, that I can really bond with, that I really connect with. And sometimes that leads a lot of people to making friendships outside the truth, at their workplace, at job, or school, and that can normally end up really bad because who you hang around with is who you become. So you want to make sure you choose your association wisely. And we hear about this all the time. I'm not, trying to put on another, I'm preaching to the choir here. You guys understand this whole concept. But one of the biggest questions is, how do I make friends in the truth? See, me, I'm a very gregarious person, meaning like I love to go up to people, just talk to people, just get around. I like to put myself out of my comfort zone, get to know new people, and I don't have a problem with that. But my wife, she was more reserved and isn't the kind of person that would just walk into the hall, hey, how are you? Pleasure to meet you. Nice to meet you. My name is Ryan. This is my wife, Monica. We're here to do whatever we can to serve you or whatever the case may be. Saying all this crazy stuff. Hi, nice to meet you. Who are you? What's your friend? What's your name? Let's go out. Let's get together. I'm that kind of person, but my wife, she's a little bit more reserved. But whether I'm more extroverted, where I love to be around people, my wife's more introverted, she's more okay with being alone. Whatever the case may be, nobody wants to be alone, right? Would you agree? Do you enjoy being alone? Of course, at certain times, yes, Ryan, I like to be alone. But majority of your life, majority of the time, do you enjoy being alone? I'd say for most people, it's no. At some point in your life, you need love, you need connection, you need friendships, you need trust. You need people when you're having a bad day or a bad week or a bad month, which we don't believe in having even bad days, but perhaps something isn't going great in your life. You want somebody that you can confide in, somebody that you can share your deepest, darkest secrets with. And for some people, they don't have a husband or a wife. They don't have somebody that they're in a relationship with, so they're looking for, a family member or a friend. Even when you're in a marriage or a relationship, you still love to be able to say, hey, I'm going through something tough with my wife, or, I'm going through something tough with my husband. Sometimes it's still nice to confide into a friend. So you still... Of
course you have Jehovah.
Right, of 100%.
Yeah.
But I think, when a lot of people ask us these questions,
it's more like somebody that they can talk to.
Right, somebody
like,
that they can hold, that they can touch, that they can hug, they can kiss, on the cheek. Get affectionate with, I get affectionate with my guy friend, she gets affectionate with her girlfriends, like that kind of stuff. When you see them and you miss them, you're like, oh, I haven't seen you in forever. We all want that, right? That's something that we all need. We all need love. We all need connection. So, Ryan, what's the biggest answer? How can I make friends? I get the point. I know why I need it, but why? Well, because it's a need. But how? Well, one of the best ways for you to get to know different people is don't settle for what you believe your ideal friend is. A lot of the times the people who have the least amount of friends have too high of a standard for what they consider to be a friend, right? Well, a good friend to me is somebody who always tells the truth. A good friend to me is somebody who likes everything that I like, that does what I want to do, that has the same goals as me, that will never judge me, never criticize, that will always support me, that will always be happy, always be positive, always tell me what I want to hear. See, a lot of the times we don't have the things that we want most in life because we have too many rules that prevent us from attaining what we want. If you have too many rules on what your ideal spouse or your ideal mate or your ideal friend in this case, it's going to be very difficult for you to find them because maybe you think, this is it, I got the one, this is the woman, and you're a sister, and this is the sister that I've been looking for, I finally found her, or this is the man, this is my boy, this is the one. And then he meets some of your qualifications or some of your criteria of what you expect a good friend should be or some of your rules. But then a week, 2 weeks, day, two, they break one of them. They're not the person you thought they were. You're like, I'm cutting them off. I can't do this. And again, you're back to being lonely. You're back to having no friends. And it's a sad thing because when you have so many rules, it's difficult for you to be accepted or for you to accept people. See, sometimes we just want to belong. We want to belong to different people. We want to belong to different groups. And of course, in an organization, we try to eliminate the whole idea of cliques. Like,
And I mean, it does. It's sad to say, but it happens.
right.
But we don't want to go and feel like, oh, I don't want to be with them because they're this type of person, or I don't, because you're
We
never
start labeling people.
Yeah, and you don't want to feel that way. But you never find a friend if it's that case. And then also, a lot of the times when we're looking for a friend or we find a friend, we expect them to be just like us.
Perfect.
And that's so wrong.
Yeah.
Personally, that's so wrong because for me, I'm gonna say my example. I have a lot of friends. But I'm really loving and I'm always there for people,
Right.
and then I would get so upset sometimes because I felt like my friends weren't the same way with me, and that would mess with me,
Right.
not with them because they didn't know, but I would be like, I cannot believe she didn't do that. If it were me, I would have done this and
Right.
that.
Right.
I can't believe she doesn't do that. Like, doesn't
Right.
she see I'm always there for her?
Right.
And that only messes with yourself,
Right.
not anybody else.
Right.
Like, you're like missing out on so many friendships because you feel like they have to be like you,
Right.
that it just, it's bad for you.
And-
You're only like jeopardizing yourself.
And the beautiful thing about what my wife is saying is a relationship, and I'm talking about friendships, not marriage, not, opposite sex. I'm talking about relationships with a friend. It is not a place you go to get. A relationship, a friendship is a place you go to give. And sometimes what she's saying is you go up to somebody or you do something for somebody
You
or
give
you
and you
care for them.
expect.
You're
You
like,
expect.
well, when they lost their parent or they broke up with somebody or when they were going through this difficult time, I was there. I called them, I texted them, I went over their house, I made sure that they were okay, I took them out to eat, I did all this stuff, and here I am going through something difficult. Me and my boyfriend broke up, or me and my girlfriend, and blah, 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 I lost a parent, all this crazy stuff. And I don't get one phone call, I don't get one text, I don't get this and this and this. They did not treat me the way I treated them. But if that's your idea of what you expect to get out of a friendship, you'll see that you won't have many friends. Because a friendship is not a place you go to get, it's a place you go to give. Why do we want to make friends? Because we want to tell someone something. We want to make somebody happy. We want to show love. We want to build connection. You want to share memories. Friends, when you're going through the best day in your life, what do you want to do? When you got a promotion, you achieved something, you became a servant, you became a pioneer, you became a huge goal you accomplished. What's the first thing you want to do when you achieve something? You want to share it, right? Of course we share it with Jehovah. But who's the second person? Share it with your mom, your father, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your cousin, your family. But then who do you else want to share with? You want to share it with your friend. It's a place you go to share. You go to share your love, you share that positivity, you share your problems with. You don't share your problems because you expect to get something back. You don't support somebody because you want to be supported in the future. You don't give someone a gift because you expect a gift back in the future. You give freely with no expectation.
You receive way more.
Maybe friends, you'd have more friends, more relationships, more great friendships, more best friends, whatever you'd like to label it. If you used less rules and what you qualify as a great friend. Look, we all have different definitions of what a great friend is. To me, I could say a great friend is who's there with me through the tough times. A great friend is somebody who will listen to me when I'm just rambling on. A great friend is somebody who will drop everything and be there for me and do whatever it takes to make sure I feel better. A great friend is somebody who disappoints me, but recognizes that they disappointed me and says that they're sorry.
I think for the young ones, I know that we have that question for a lot of the young ones that DM us in Instagram. I think that sometimes for you to feel like you don't feel left out in the Kingdom Hall and you have a lot more friendships outside because you feel more comfortable with them and accepted by them, I think that we need to stop looking at these groups that there are in the congregations and stop labeling them, or stop saying, stop looking at everything they do wrong.
Right.
Because we're imperfect at the end of the day.
Right.
We're gonna do a lot of wrong. If somebody looked at us and looked at every single wrong thing that we did, nobody would ever, like we do it constantly.
I can't hang out with
We
Ryan.
can't
He's
help-
wearing pink.
We can't help but do things that are wrong, and we're imperfect. We're gonna keep doing it. But if you want a friend, you're always gonna have to focus on what's right with them, what's
Right.
good about them, their good qualities, because we have so much wrong with us, like we
Right.
do. But you would never want somebody to go up to you and be like list all the wrong things that you've done. And sometimes they don't have to be your age to feel comfortable with them, but you
For
don't
real.
know that because you're not going to approach them because you're already thinking about everything that's wrong with them and everything
Right.
you heard that they've done, and because they're an elder and they're going to look down on me. You don't know that.
Right.
Till you actually go up to them and go out in service with them or talk to them. You
Yeah.
never know how they were when they were young, and
Right.
maybe they can relate and they can tell you what they did. So you would never know that. So the one important thing for me to tell you, because I have a lot of friends and they're older ones, stop labeling people. Stop thinking about everything that's wrong with them, because there's so much good with them, because that's why they're in Jehovah's organization for some reason. Jehovah saw something good in them.
For
So
real.
you need to stop just putting yourself in a bubble and seeing what's right with everyone else, because the people that you relate to outside, you're always going to see what's good and cool about them.
Right.
But you have to remember that there is good people in the organization and they're there for a reason, and you have to take advantage of that.
Right.
Like you guys know the same things. When you're out in the world and you see things that you relate to your friends out in the world,
Right.
I'm not saying they're bad, because they're not bad people too. There's a lot of good people in the world, but they're not Jehovah's Witnesses. So at the end of the day, they're not gonna
Look out for
influence you to do something, great. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah, we're all doing it. They're not.
They're
They
looking
don't
out
know.
for your interest, but they're not looking out for your spiritual interest.
So,
Right. So-
you're better off trying to use the people that are in the organization. I know it's hard, especially when you're young. You criticize, because
Right.
I was there. I used to be like, oh no, that sister, I did it, so I
You know
know.
what's so funny, man? If you associate happiness to having friendships, if you associate, well, Ryan, I don't even need a million. I just need a couple people, just one, just two, just one person I could tell my deepest, darkest secrets to, and trust that they won't tell anybody, trust that they'll be there to support me, trust that they'll love me unconditionally. Well, you don't know, that friendship could be waiting. But you have to stop creating so many rules on what you expect out of these people, or what you think this person should be. You don't understand, but the person that you hate most, or the person you dislike or think, I could never be friends with them, and then you actually get to hang out with them and you get to know them, and they become the best person in your life. You hang out with them and you're like, man, they are nothing what I thought they were.
The thing is that also a friendship is never gonna be all, rainbows and roses and flowers, whatever they
You'll
call
fight,
it.
you'll have
It's never gonna
disagreements.
be that.
Just like a marriage.
Because yes, you're gonna have disagreements, and a great friend, and if they are and they love you back, they're
Right.
gonna work through that, and that's only gonna make your friendship even stronger. So you
Right.
wouldn't know unless you try. So
Right.
stop labeling and try to get it to know those brothers and sisters, whether they're
Right.
older, younger, whatever it is. They're there for a reason. There's something good about them. Jehovah attracted them to him.
Right.
So just take advantage of it.
Right? And to close out this video, friends, we'll just tell you, go through, like you're sorting through, you're sifting, right? Back in the day, they would take I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a sheet of metal with a bunch of holes, and it would put it through the dirt, and it would sift through the dirt, and eventually the gold would stick, right? And it's called sifting, and all the dirt and the pebbles and the rocks would fall through, but the gold would stay. So sometimes you have to do that with a lot of the friends, people in the organization, people in your congregation, people on social media, people, at assemblies and conventions and internationals. You got to take that initiative and go up to people and say, hey, look, I'd love to hang out with you in service. Hey, look, I'd love to invite you over my spot, over my house. I'd love to go grab a drink with you. I'd love to go grab a meal with you. I'd love to have you over my house for family worship. I'd love to go do this and this and this and this. And you got to take that initiative, and maybe out of 100 people, you're only like 3, but great. What are you doing? You're sifting. And the ones that aren't for you, they'll just fall through, and the ones that are, they'll stick, and they're gold. But there's no way you're gonna be able to find these people. You can't keep complaining, I'm Ryan, I'm so lonely. I don't mean to say that in a harsh way, but you can't complain if you're lonely if you're not taking the initiative. Well, Ryan, you don't understand. I don't like these people. How do you know that? When's the last time you actually had a real meal with them, had a real phone call, really got to know them? You have to do something on your own initiative to move towards what you want in life. You can't complain about, I don't have this, if you're not doing anything towards it. Take the initiative, like my wife said, stop judging and just go there to give. I just want a friend so I can help them and they could, perhaps be a shoulder for me to cry on. But don't go to a friendship as a place to give. Friendships are a place you go to, don't go to a friendship as a place to get. Friendships are a place to go to give.
Yeah, and don't ever expect that your new friend, is going to be just like you.
Right.
And is going to tell you everything the way you want to hear it. Because personally, for a friend, for me, you tell me the truth.
Right.
I don't care how you tell me, just tell me.
Right.
Whatever I did wrong, I want to hear it.
Right.
You don't have to color it nice for me. Like, I just want to hear the raw truth. Like, just tell me. But that's just who I am. So whenever I have a new friend, I tell them, this is who I am. I'm going to tell you things and you might not like them, and I don't mean to say it in a mean way, but I'm a friend and I love you and this is why I'm telling you. But, don't expect them to be just like you and expect them to tell you everything you want to hear,
right. And you got to lay out the rules, you know what I mean? Just be real with them. Lay out the rules in a sense of like, hey, it's uncommon, but it would be real beneficial, really cool actually. If you were to start a friendship with somebody and at the beginning of that friendship, you actually let them know, hey, look, what do you consider a real friend to be? What do you consider a true friend? Because the organization just came up with a beautiful song about true friends and everyone has their own definitions, right? A true friend is somebody who loves Jehovah, and when I'm about to do something that will take me off the path, they'll keep me on the path of serving Jehovah. Great. That's a phenomenal rule to have. If you only have that rule, you have a lot of friends, I can promise you that. But let them know, hey, what do you consider a true? Well, a true friend is this, this, this. Oh, great. Well, a true friend of me is this, this, this. And now you kind of understand. Oh, okay, so they consider a true friend to be somebody who's this, and they consider a true friend for me to do this. Great. Now I know how to make them feel great, and now they know how to make me feel great. So you can see eye to eye, and you can eventually, build a beautiful, long-lasting friendship with one another. Well, hopefully, friends, you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like the video. We truly appreciate it when you do. It means a lot to us. We look at everything that you guys do for us, all the comments, all the feedback, all the subscriptions. We appreciate all of you. And if you haven't already done so,
subscribe and also share.
Share. And let us know, do you enjoy these videos? Write it down below. Thank you so much, friends.
Love you guys. Bye.